Okay, so what we've got here is a YZ250. So I got this listed as 1977, but as was rightly pointed out, it's got an aluminium swing arm, which was just, it's a 78. Now the first thing that I've checked on the bike is the engine and frame number, which do match, and basically on this model, or on these YZs, the first 3 digits of the frame number denote which year it was, which model. So I've just double checked. So the 1W3, which is the prefix on this one, is for a 1977. So I suspect this is a 77, which has had 78 swing arm installed in it at some point. So obviously someone's done that as an upgrade. In fact, just having a look, it looks as though there's been some new bolts and things like that used at some stage. So I think that's what's happened. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check over the rest of the bike. As you can see, I mean, it's not got a seat or a rear mudguard or a silencer, and the tank is a desert tank, which is often the case with these bikes. As I discovered earlier when I went to grab the front brake, there's no brake lever on, so it's not 100% complete, but what's here looks to be relatively complete. So I'm just going to check that the engine turns over, which I will do now, and it does. Really good compression on that, and then I'll just whip the plug out, check that it sparks, and then we may have a look at the carb and have a look inside the airbox, which is often a place where we can get spiders and things like that. So I'll just do that now. It's always difficult to see on these little videos, but that is sparking. Hopefully you've picked up on that blue flash there. So I'm just going to check the kill switch. That's not something I'll be able to video on. The kill switch does work, so that means if the bike runs and it starts revving up, maybe it takes some air in from the inlet manifold, which are often cracked on these American bikes, then I'll be able to stop the engine using the kill switch. Another thing that I check is that it goes through the gears. So I've just jacked the bike up a little bit, and so another thing while I'm here, I might as well check that the rear brake works. So it does. Needs a bit of adjustment, but it does work. At least it's maybe got some shoes in there. Okay, so it's obviously in neutral at the minute. That should be first. Yeah, so as I'm turning the rear wheel, it is turning the engine over. So click back up to neutral. And that'll be second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Yeah, there we go, 5 gears. Into fourth. Third. Back into neutral. So now I'm just going to have a little look around. So the inlet manifold doesn't look mega. It's the sun that dries these things out. These little elbows on these bikes are often missing, so this one's here, so that's good. I'll have a look at the inlet manifold on this side. I think that'll be okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip the bottom off the carb. I'll take this fuel pipe off. Looks as though there's a bit of fuel in the filter, but it's likely to be absolutely diabolical fuel, so we'll run it off a bottle and just have a look in the bottom of the carb, see if the jets are clear. If they're not, clean them out and then see if she'll run. Okay, so I took the pilot jet out, which is this one, and I couldn't see through it, but basically I got my airline and I blew some compressed air down it, and you can now see clearly through it, so that's fine. The main jet was clear already, and then inside the bowl, I mean, I've blown through the choke jet, and that's all working fine. The overflow is clear. The floats are all free, and literally, I mean, I haven't done anything to that other than literally blow it out with tip the fuel out, and then I've just blown the airline through it, and it all looks good enough to get the bike running. I'm only going to run it for a couple of minutes, maybe not even that, just to get it running, clear it out, and then that should be it, ready for sale then. So I've hooked her up with a fuel bottle. Carb's been cleaned, obviously, as we just went through. She's on the bench. Kill switch works. She sparks. She's got a good compression. So let's see if she'll run. That way it revved up then. So the kill switch does work, but it was revving up because it's taking air in. So whether it's because it's taking air in from the inlet manifold here, which does have a crack in, I'm not sure. But it does run, and obviously it doesn't sound the best because the exhaust's slightly loose and it doesn't have a silencer on it. But it does run, so there you go.